Okay, done. Okay, let's wait for 2 minutes, and within 2 minutes, we'll start discussing this particular topic. Okay, just wait for 2 more minutes. I request. So some of the offline students are going to join online. Just now, I have shared the link for them. Let's wait for another 2 minutes. Okay. Uh, just give me a minute, guys. In meanwhile, let me upload the notes as one of the student is saying that it is not available. Sarfraj is saying, let me cross check from my end also. Actually, I have uploaded yesterday itself. Let me cross check. Just give me 1 minute of time. Yeah, could you cross check once? Just now I have re-uploaded one more time. Could you cross check once, please? I have re-uploaded the notes. Everyone, please cross check once, and could you please confirm? It's available. Yeah, now it is there, right? Your 2D and along with the data sets. Data sets are also available. Done? Okay, guys. Yes. That is related to whatever we have completed in the class. Now, in today's class, we are going to discuss the next further topic that is called as data cleaning. And this notes is also already uploaded. You can cross check once. What I'm going to discuss right now, that is a separate folder was created for you. And in that particular folder, I have kept the data cleaning and data transformation, the folder name. And inside that, you'll find the notes. Okay. So what are this data cleaning was there? You are going to get these notes. Okay. In that. Right? Is that clear? Done, guys. Now, okay. Yeah. Safraj. Once the class was completed, immediately I'm going to upload in that particular folder today's this one. Right now, data cleaning, you will not find anything. Once this is completed, immediately I will upload in the next one immediately in the class itself. Okay. Directly I will upload the IPNB file itself for you. Done? Right. Done, guys. So here, let us get into this one. So I'm going to import the pandas as PD and NumPy as NP, and I'm going to load the data. And already yesterday, everyone has written these notes also. This same data set, everyone has made a note of that. Now, we are going to do the df.shape. df.shape means total 9 records with the 2 columns, and df.columns. df.columns means it is going to give the column names, and anything wrong is there in the column names means we are going to rename that, and you already know how to rename. Already we know the code for that. And in the df.info, we are going to check the total number of records along with the total number of columns. And here we are going to observe whether this number is same or not. For example, you are having the 519 here. Assume, let's take rows are 519. And that particular column, what are the column is there? That particular column has 198 or 452 or 396. Something is there. Something is there means missing values is there. When you are having the complete number as it is like this, then there is no missing values. So for example, 396 is there. So how many missing values are there? Means you need to count manually. That manual calculation is not required. You are going to calculate just by using the df.isnull.sum. Just you are observing here, and you are going to make a note that what are the missing, which columns are having the missing values, and what is the data type. And along with the student ID, and here you are going to observe the age unique values. What are the unique values? And here you are going to see the wrong data, SRK, string 20 and string 19.4 and none. Okay, so you are having the some problem like this. So now you are going to extract wherever it is wrong values are given. First you are going to extract them. And once you are extracted them, by using the student ID column, a column which has all the unique values, that particular column, using that particular column, you are going to contact the backend team. So by using the column which has all unique values, that particular column is called as primary key in the database. Okay, and that column only we are going to use for our purpose to contact the backend team. So that based on this, we are going to connect to the backend team, and we are going to say that these particular student IDs are having some problem in the age column, and we want a more accurate data for us. Okay, now up to here we have discussed in the previous class. Okay, these are all the completed in the previous class itself. Now here you are going to observe, okay, the number of missing values, how to observe the number of missing values, and you know how to extract the records which has the missing values. Now, first we'll start with the wrong data. Let's start with the wrong data. What are the wrong data is there? First we have observed there are 3 wrong values are there. After observing the 3 wrong values, these are the 3 records which are having the wrong data. And first priority we are going to give to contact the backend team. For contacting the backend team, we are going to use the records which are having the wrong data. And these are the student IDs where we are having the wrong data. And using this, we are going to connect to the backend team. Up to here, I have discussed with you in the last class. Now let us see how to treat the wrong data. So to treat the wrong data, we have 2 options. We have 2 options. What are the 2 options we have? One is called as remove, and the second one is called as a replace. 2 of them. First one is remove, second one is a replace. First, we are going to contact the backend team. Okay, first step priority, will give the first priority to contact the backend team and try to get the original data. Okay, so first priority, whenever we observe there is some wrong data is there, first priority, I'm writing clearly. First priority, we are going to contact backend team and get original data. We are trying to get the original data. And once we get the original data, with that, we are going to replace with original data. In this way, first priority we are going to do. This is our first choice. Okay. And whenever this choice is not applicable, in that case, we are going to go with the backend. So how to contact the backend team is we are going to identify the student ID numbers wherever we are having the wrong data, and using this one only we are going to connect to the backend team and we'll ask the to get the original data. Right now, if again the notes, if we received okay the original data, if we received the original data, then simply replace them. Okay, so to contact the backend team we are going to do this, and to contact, this is the code, so that we are going to contact. And if we receive, how we are going to replace? df.log, and here we are having the values. What are the values? 3, 6, 8. What are the three values are there? Okay, these are the row names, and the column names is age column. So by using this one, right side we are going to fill the new values. What are the new values are there? Using that new values we are going to fill on the right side. Okay, right side we are going to write the new values. For example, we have received from the backend that this student ID with 104 is 100. Sorry, age is some 22. Okay, some 22. And student ID of 107 is it is, instead of string 20, it is a normal 20. And this is a normal 19.4. It is a normal one, but it is a correct data only. Something we have received like this. Then we are going to simply replace in this way, and these values will be replaced. Okay. Now here we are having even the missing values. Now how to connect to the missing values? Wrong data, this is okay, but we also have the missing values, right? So in order to get the missing values, we are going to use the wherever the student ID or wherever the age dot is null, we are going to extract the data same way. This is the condition. Okay, so this is the condition where we are going to have the wrong data, and this is the condition where missing values are there. So these are the student IDs where wrong data is there. This is the student ID where missing value is there. So by using these two, we are going to contact the backend team. And once the backend team has confirmed that for the 103 record number or student ID with 103 or something, then according to that, we are going to fill the values. Is the points are clear, guys? Everyone? How to replace, everyone knows, right? How to replace the original data. If you receive the original data, how you have to replace? For example, you have not received the original data. In that case, what you are going to do? Second example. If original data is not available. If original data is not available. Okay, if original data is not available, then how you are going to work with this case? So here, if original data is not available, first we are going to observe total number of records. How many records are there here? 3 records. How to get that number of records means just by applying the length function, because this the output is list, right? So for list we cannot apply the dot shape. If it is numpy array, we can apply the dot shape, but it is a list. So what are the list I'm having? Simply I'm going to write the list length function. So inside the length function, I'm going to get the number of records. What are the number of records are having the wrong data? Why we showing the 0? The reason behind this is now already I have cleaned. In the original data itself, I have already replaced, right? That is the reason. So For that is the reason we have to do all these observations before itself. If you replace in the original data again, you go back and do the observation, you will not get. Now in this case, what we can do, again go back and re-execute the code. Okay, now once you re-execute the code, now you can see the same output. Now you will see 3 records are having the wrong data. So number of records having the wrong data. Records which are having the wrong data, you are going to get like this. Records which have wrong data. The records which have the wrong data, we are going to identify by using primary key. Primary key means a column which has all unique values. A column which has all unique values. Unique values with not null. Not even one null value will be there for that particular column. Not even one null value. A column which has all the unique values with not null. Not null means not even one null value. That column only is called as primary key. A column which has all the unique values with non-null. Non-null means or non-null values. That not even one null value will be available. Using that particular column, we are going to extract the wrong data. And to count the number of wrong records, this is count of wrong records. Total number of wrong records, how many are there? Records. How many are there? We are just counting that. Now, after counting the number of wrong records, then we are going to check the percentage also. Percentage of wrong records. What is the percentage? Percentage of wrong records. Okay. First, these are the wrong records. Okay, we are going to extract the wrong records. We are extract the records which have wrong data. Extracting the records which are having the wrong data. This is the code. And to contact the backend team, okay, we are going to use this one to contact the backend team. So to contact backend team. Otherwise, we don't require this. To contact backend team, records which have wrong data by using the primary key. Okay, to contact the backend team, we require the records which are having the wrong data, and this can be done by using the primary key, right? Next, count of the wrong records, and these are the records. Next, we are going to check the percentage of wrong data. What is the percentage? Percentage of wrong data. So total how many records are there here? 3. 3 divided by total length of records. That is nothing but length of df. What are the length of df is there? That one. Even this one also you can write like this only. You need to write the 3 number, because if you write 3 number means it will be static. Automatically it has to take. Accordingly it has to take. So it is going to take the accordingly the percentage of wrong data. What is the percentage? Means 33%, because total 9 records are there. Out of 9, 3 records are having the wrong data. 3 out of 9 means which is equal to 33% approximately, right? So this much percentage of data is having the missing. And if you want to multiply with 100, you can multiply with 100 also, and you will get the 33% of the data is missing. Okay, now 33% of the data you are having the wrong data. Now in this case, are we going to remove this? Already the data is very low. In that data, if you remove, then what happens? It is going to heavily impact. So first point, whenever you want to remove, okay, the rules are, if you want to remove, if wrong data or whatever it is, if data, wrong data or missing values data or duplicate outliers data, what are the data? If data is less than 5%, then you can remove directly. You can remove, no problem. Only 5% of the data you are removing, so 95% of the balanced data will be with you only. So that is not a problem. If data is less than 5%, then you can remove. Then you can remove. Which data? Wrong data percentage. If the wrong data percentage is less than 5%, okay, directly you can remove. Or after removing the wrong data, or after removing wrong data, still if you have more than 1,000 records, if you can have more than 1,000 records after removing also, then also you can remove. Then also you can remove. You can remove. Now, second option, we are having the replace. In the replace, original data is always best. I told you, if option of original data is not there, only all these options will come into picture. In the replace, you can replace statistically. Replace statistically. We are going to replace statistically. Okay, we are going to replace statistically, fine. But for replacing statistically, in which cases we have to replace and which value we have to replace. So here, while replacing statistically, the numerical data, what are the numerical data is there? Numerical data, we will replace with the mean when there are no outliers. So first you have to cross check the outliers. That is the reason data observation has to be completed first. Whether outliers are there, first observation also has to be completed. After that only everything. Okay, second, replace with mean if no outliers are available. So you have to replace with median. You have to replace with median when outliers are available in your data. When outliers are available, you have to go with the median. That too for numerical. For categorical variable, replace with mode. Replace with mode. You are going to replace with the mode value. For categorical data, we have to replace with the mode. For this one, we have to replace with mean or median. Everyone is clear? Yes or no? Please confirm. And that too, today I am not having the offline class due to heavy rainfall. I have not came to Naresh IT campus. Please confirm me. I can't see the students also. Everyone, please respond on the chat box only. Right? Now, sir, for example, as you told the first priority, what is the first option? Replace with original data. If original data is available, replace with original data. This is the first one. Done. If second option, what is the second option, miss? Instead of replacing with statistics, our second option will go with the remove only. Why? Because the reason of remove is second best option instead of replacing statistically. Okay, instead of replacing statistically, because though you have replaced statistically also, that data still it is considered as wrong data only, because that data may not be that one. So when you are trying to replace statistically with some value, that value may not be original value. That value, whatever that value is there, that value may not be original value. So when it is may not be the original value, there is a possibility of wrong data. So when you're trying with wrong data, then a future answer also will be wrong only. There is a possibility. I'm saying clearly, there is a possibility. There is a possibility of wrong data when you are replacing statistically. Okay. So, sir, then why we are replacing statistically instead of replacing with some random value, instead of replacing with some random value, instead of replacing with some random value, statistical replacement is far better. Okay, when compared to random, statistical replacement is far better. But at the same time, statistical replacement, there is a possibility. So that is the reason second priority has to be given to the remove. But condition is there. For remove condition is there. Earlier I told you already. What is the condition for remove is two conditions are there. If data, what are the wrong data is there, if it is less than 5% also you can remove, or after removing the data, still you can have the more than 1,000 records also you can remove. For example, here, assume they have given me, okay, everyone has written this one, these points, everyone. Always our top priority is we have to work entirely with the original data. We don't want to include any kind of wrong data. Nowhere. The moment we include the wrong data, everything will be wrong. Okay. Yeah, Amit, I can see your question. Chat box is not disabled. Chat box is for me only. It is not disabled. Yeah, I can see your questions. So that every time the question was typed, everyone will get the pop-up and it is going to be disturbed for others. Okay, that is the reason. Yes, everyone chat box is disabled. Naresh IT chat box. Naresh IT means me. Done? Now, so guys, make sure that I'll write one more time in the notepad clearly. Just give me a minute. I'll type in the notepad. First, this is more important. Before data cleaning, first we have to explore the data and we have to observe the data. What are the problems are there? Every problem we have to write, including the outliers, including the duplicates, including the missing values, including everything we have to write. First, we have to complete this one. That is data exploration. Okay. And based on the problem in the data and based on the business problem, we have to clean the accordingly. Right? Now, here, okay. Now, here, this one already I told you. For multiple times, I have told you this one. One more. Now, I'm going to write clearly. In data cleaning, so the more accurate data, or correct data you provide to machine to learn, it learns it learns more perfectly, and the result is more accurate results. You'll get more accurate results, for future data, for your future prediction. What it has to predict. So when you provide the more accurate or correct data, okay, when you provide to machine with more accurate data to learn, then it learns more perfectly. Okay. For example, okay, if you provide, some wrong data, okay, then what happens? then machine learns wrongly, because whatever you have provided, it will learn according to that, right? If I give the correct notes, it will prepare according to that. If I provide a wrong notes and the wrong things, like if I explain, what happens? Automatically everything will be wrong only, na? So the machine learns in a wrong way. The machine learns wrongly because you have provided wrong data, so it will understand wrongly. Whatever the data you provided, it will observe the pattern. If you give the wrong data, in that wrong data, it will observe the pattern. If you give the right data, it will observe the pattern. The machine work is to observe the pattern of the given data only, but it doesn't know whether it is a wrong or right, that you have to cross check. Okay, so what are the data we have provided? Machine learns blindly. Okay, because max, if you provide 1, 2, 3, 4, and if you ask mean, it will give the mean according to. If you give 1, 2, 3, 10, it will calculate the mean accordingly. If you give 10, 15, 14, it will calculate mean accordingly. So what are the data you have provided? It will calculate accordingly. Correct data or wrong data, that you have to see. So if you provide some wrong data, what happens? Then the machine learns wrongly. Then if machine learns wrongly, what is the result in this case? You'll get the less accuracy for future prediction. For future prediction, you will get the less accuracy. This is the possibility. So whenever you want the more accurate results, if you provide some wrong data, then the machine learns wrongly. If you provide more accurate data, it will more accurately predict the future also. Point is clear, everyone? Now, okay, up to here, everyone is okay? This point is okay? These 2 points, whatever I have written, these 2 points are clear? Okay. So if you provide more accurate data, okay, if you provide accurate or correct data to machine to learn, it learns more perfectly and it predicts the more accurately. If you give the wrong data, it will predict the future data also wrongly. Done? This is very simple. Even for the students, if you the trainer trains in a wrong way, what happens? The students will give the wrong answers in the exam because they are trained on that. So obviously their brain will work in that way. Now, so whenever there is something wrong is available, when we have some wrong data, outliers, instead of replacing with random values, random values is 100% wrong only, pure wrong data. Instead of replacing with some random values, what other things are there? Instead of replacing, better to replace statistically, comparatively better. Okay, so replace statistically. So this option is based on is comparatively better option. Comparatively, when compared to replacing with the some other wrong data, this is far better. When compared to this one, replacing with original data is 100%. Is the point is clear? Instead of replacing some random values, better to replace statistically. At least replace statistically. Okay, so than statistically replacement, replacing with original data is perfect. Replacing with original data is more better. Okay, so this is worst. When worst to this is somewhat better. When comes somewhat better to this one is far better. Okay, so replacing with the original data, then statistical replacement, replace with original data is more correct, more accurate. Done. Now So, but here the point is comes like this. So obviously the first priority goes first priority. I'll write in the order. First priority is okay. First priority is replace with original data. Replace with original data. Duplicates you have to drop. There is no discussion with the duplicates. Okay, duplicates has to be dropped blindly. Okay, when we have some wrong data, missing values, okay, either wrong data or missing values, when we have either wrong data or missing values or outliers, out of these three, first priority is replace with original data by contacting backend team. Okay, now second priority. Second, if this is not available, then remove. Remove if it satisfies conditions. Remove only, remove only if it satisfies, only if it satisfies conditions. Condition. What condition? Condition 1. Okay, you have to remove only if it satisfies the condition. What is the condition is if data is less than 5%. Which data? Wrong data, missing values data, or outliers data. If wrong data or missing values data or outliers data is less than, if wrong data or missing values data or wrong outliers data is less than 5% of total data, then you can drop, then remove the data. Not a problem. Remove. Why you can remove? Because still 95% of the data is there with you. Or condition 2. Condition 2. Even after removing the wrong data, or missing data or anything, if you have balanced records, after removal also, if you still have more than 1,000 records, then also you can remove. In these two cases, any one case. Even after removal also, if you still can have, even after removal also, if you can still have more than 1,000 records, in that case also you can go with the remove option. But sir, in my case, now just let us see in this case. In this case, total how much missing values are there? 33%. This will not satisfy the first condition. What is the second condition? More than 1,000 records should be there. It is not satisfying even that second condition also. After removal, so total 3 records are there. Out of 9, if I remove the 3, balance will be 6 only. This is not satisfying even the second record also. In this case, what I have to go? I cannot go with the removal. Okay. Right? Is the points are clear? Everyone? More than 1,000 means after removal also still balance record. If you still have the balance records after removal also, if you still have the balance records more than 1,000. Balanced records means which were called as balanced records. First, you know how to count the number of wrong records. Assume that number of wrong records are X. Okay. And your total number of records are N. If N minus X is more than 1,000, if N minus X is more than 1,000 also, you can draw. Is that clear now? Okay. Let's take number of records, number of total records. What are the total records they have given? Total records of raw data. Raw data means original data. Let us assume this is n. Number of wrong data, missing values data, outliers data. Assume this is x. If n minus x, if n minus x greater than 1000, in that case also, you can remove the x records. Balance what are the x records are there, you can remove. That minimum 1000 should be there for our analysis. Minimum 1000. That is minimum to minimum criteria. For example, first one, second one not satisfied, then automatically you have to go with the third one only. Obviously, you have to go with the third one. What is the third one? In the second priority, third priority. What is the third one? Means replace statistically. If first two options not satisfied, first priority no, second priority no, then what is the next option? Replace statistically. While replacing statistically, you have to replace. So how to replace statistically means for numerical data, replace with the mean or median. Out of these two, one. When you have to select mean or median, replace with mean. You have to replace with mean when no outliers are there for that particular column. No outliers for that column. When no outliers are there for that particular column, go with the mean. If outliers are available, so first you have to cross check the outliers are there or not. So that is the reason in the data exploration it has to be completed, not now. First you are going to complete in the data exploration. So replace with median when no outliers, when outliers are available, when outliers are there for that column. When outliers are there, replace with median. And this one. Coming to the same way, okay, for categorical data, replace with the mode. Like this. Is the points are clear, guys? Everyone? So first you are going to check with the original data. If it is not available, then, and this is also not possible, if these two conditions, any one condition also not satisfied, means you cannot remove them, then 100% you have to go with the statistical replacement. Is the points are clear, guys? Everyone? Understood? So outliers are available or not, outliers are not available, that you have to complete before only. Before data cleaning itself, you have to complete. How many number of wrong data are there? Which records are wrong data are there? And what is the percentage of wrong data? All these things you have to observe before itself, which is called as data exploration. Before itself, you have to complete. Without completing the data exploration, you are not eligible to do the data cleaning. For any data set, this is the same procedure you have to follow. Okay. So now if you follow this, now in this case, what happens? For example, if the number of records are more than 1000 are there, okay, let's take, you got the total, some 15,000 records. 15,000 records are given to you. Out of which around 1500 records are having some problematic data, you are having the 1500 records. which is 10%. 1500 divided by 15,000 means which is close to 10%. Since it is more than 5%, less than 5% means we can drop that also. Since it is more than 10%, then only we have to cross check. Okay, here 15,000 records are there. So still if I remove the 1500 records also, balance 13,500 are there. So instead of removing that, if I replace them, yes, 100% you can replace. But are you sure that that values are correct values? 100% that is, for example, okay, the entire data is like this. Age column 24, 22, missing value 24, 22, 22, 22, 23, 24, 23, missing value, 24, 21, 22, something is there. Now, when you are going to replace with mean or median or whatever it is, with something you are trying to replace statistically, and your mean value is 22.5. When you are trying to replace with 22.5, are you sure that all these people are really also having the same value? Really also? Really also they'll have this 22.5? No, right? Guarantee na? These four records, what are the missing values will be? 100% it will not be the 22.5. So indirectly you are giving the wrong data only. Accepted or not? Are you giving the wrong data or not? So why to take the risk? Why to take the risk of giving the wrong data? Why to get the future data also wrongly predicted? I want for the future data more accurate result, right? So for that reason, whenever I'm having the more than 1,000 records only, I'm applying this logic. For example, same I'm having the 150 records. In that 15 records are missing. Same 10%. Earlier, whatever the logic was applied for the 15,000 and 1500 I have removed. Balance 13,500 I have kept. Now for 150 records also 15 records are missing is there. 15 divided by 150 also 10% only. But this time this is also 10% only. This is also 10% only. In this case, I'm going to remove that one because I'm having the more than 1,000 records. So not a problem. I'm removing. I feel that I don't want to give the wrong data to my machine. That is the reason justification which I'm giving. And here 10% of the data is missing also. I'm going to replace. Sir, now what are the logic you have told earlier? There is a possibility of giving the wrong data. Here also there is a possibility of giving the wrong data. No, sir. Absolutely. But since the records are very less now, if you don't explain properly the sufficient examples for the student how they not understand. Similarly for the machine also, if you don't give the sufficient number of records for training purpose, it will not understand properly. At that time also you'll get the low accuracy. Okay, so here you have to understand the things like this. Giving the replacing with some mean or median, there is a possibility of some wrong data, right? In this case, there is a possibility. Instead of that, if I remove here, I will get 135 only. No, sir, there is no possibility now. Then also you'll get the low accuracy. This is better, and means this is better. Understanding? Both are wrong only. Both are giving the low accuracy only. But comparatively, which is better? Comparatively, this word you understand, comparatively. I'm not saying this is the right option. Replacing with statistical is right option. I will never say. But comparatively, when compared to less number of records training is better, replacing with statistical is better. Miss, replacing statistical is far better than giving the machine less number of records. Point is clear, everyone? Understanding that logic? Right? Understood or not, everyone? So that is the reason we are going to do like this. And if any column has, or if any column has, out of conditions, one more condition also is there. If any column has, okay, one more condition is, if any column has missing values or wrong data or something, more than 30%, then also you can drop. Then also in that case, you can drop. More than 30% of the data is wrong or something. In that case also you can drop. Okay, condition is this one. Okay, if wrong data is if wrong data or missing values is more than 30%, more than 30%, if any column having wrong data or missing values or something more than 30%, that particular column we can drop. Okay, more than 30%, then drop that column. Then in that case, you can drop that column. This is also one of the condition to drop. Okay, a column which has more than 30% wrong data or missing values or something, then also you can go. Is the point is clear? Now, tell me guys, according to you, now you have to tell me. Okay, so here I'm having the total data like this. This is the column. Okay, some column X is the column. In this particular column, there is wrong data is available, missing values are available, something is available. Now, total wrong data and missing values, total number of records. First, I'm going to calculate the total number of records. How many are having the problem like this? First, I'll calculate that. And when I calculated the total number of records, I got around 2420. 2420. Okay, records are having the wrong. Now, first I'm going to observe the total records. Total number of records. Total number of records are given as 1 lakh records. 1 lakh records. Now you have to tell me what I have to do in this case. You tell me guys what I have to do. What as per the order, what is the first priority I have to apply? What is the first priority? 2420 missing values with wrong data is there. First, what is the first priority and best priority? Replacing with the original data. Sir, 2420 values are there, sir. Even that one also, sir. First and always best priority is replace. Sir, why we have to replace, sir? Can't we complete something? Hey, your work is completing the task. You want the future data accurate prediction. What is your requirement? First, fix that. First, fix that. For example, sir, see, 2420 records replacement means it is taking so much of time, no, sir? Yes, sir. So much of time is important. Accuracy is important. So, you want less time, so you'll complete tuck like that, and you'll get the future data also wrong prediction. That is okay. Fastness or accuracy, which one? Earlier also I have told you, for multiple times I have told you this one. So, first priority is contact the backend team. That is the first priority. Done? Now, for example, your backend team has concluded that there is no data, that is the data whatever they are having, the same data they have shared to us. There is no original data with us. That is the conclusion from the backend team. Then now you are going to calculate. Now how you are going to calculate? To remove. For removing, you are going to calculate 2420 records divided by 1 lakh records. Now for 1 lakh records, 2400 is just 2.42%, which is less than 5% of the data. That too, more than 1000 records are available. Now in this case, can I drop or should I replace statistically? Out of these two, one. Which one I have to do? Only two options are left. Because contacting original backend team, they told clearly that there is no original data with them. Only two options are there. One is remove, one is replace statistically. Which one I have to do in this case? Tell me, guys. Everyone, please conclude what I have to do in this case. Yes. Yes. Answer is correct. Most of the students has given the correct answer, which is called as remove. That is the best choice. For this example, underline that word, for this example. Okay. Most important sentence, don't ignore. Remaining things, if you ignore also, okay. Important sentence, don't ignore. What is that important sentence, miss? For this example is the important sentence here. Okay. See, data set to data set, it varies. Is the point is clear? Everyone. Same logic is applied for the three of them. Okay. So first you have to cross check number of records are having, how many records are having, and what is the total number of records are having. All these things you have to cross check. After that only all these things you have to do. So to cross check total number of wrong records, how many wrong records are given in my data set, how to calculate, what is the function for that, all these things you want miss. First you have to attend the class on time. Lately joining the class and asking me to repeat miss, I will not repeat. At the starting of this class, first initially I have told you all these things. Right? How to calculate the wrong data, number of records, all these things. You have attended first 10 minutes, 15 minutes lately, and after joining lately, now you want me to explain this? This is the problem. My answer is very simple. Just recollect whatever we have discussed in the starting. Okay, I already told you how to calculate the wrong data, how to cross check the wrong data, how to extract wrong data. What are the things I have told you? Again, here I am writing. Check. First, check whether there is wrong data or not. Check whether wrong data is available. And I told you what is the code for that. And you are going to check by using the unique values, and in that unique values also multiple unique values are there, means automatically you are going to apply the for loop. And multiple unique values will come only for the numerical data. For categorical data, multiple categories will not be available. Easily it can be visible with your eyes. Okay, for numerical data only multiple unique values will come. In that case only we are going to apply this logic of for loop. That what are the logic of for loop, and which are is not in the int or float, this logic is applied only for the numerical data. So for categorical data, how to separate means for categorical data we no need to separate, because categorical data will have the number of categories will be very less. 20 categories or 30 categories or 40 categories maximum you will have. You not have unlimited number of categories or 200 for 1 million records also you not have 1 million unique values. It will have very less number of categorical data, and that easily you can see with your eyes itself when you observe the unique values. That is not a problem. For numerical data, from minus infinity to plus infinity, multiple numbers are there, infinite numbers are there. So that is the reason we'll get the, here to observe we are using the for loop. So first one is check whether there is wrong data is available. Same logic is applied on the missing values. Same logic is applied on the outliers also. Three of them it is same. First you are going to check. Next you are going to extract. Extract wherever the wrong data based on the condition. Already you know how to extract. That is nothing but by using the esin operator. You are going to extract that one. Okay. After extracting, you are going to count the number of records. Count the number of records having wrong data. Having wrong data. You have to count the number of records. Count the number of records having the wrong data. Okay. After counting the number of records with the having the wrong data, next count the number of records. At the same time, count the percentage and calculate the percentage. Calculate the percentage. How you will calculate? What the count is there? Count divided by total number of records. Calculate the percentage of wrong data. Next, once you these are the things you have to observe. After observing, to contact the backend team, to contact backend team, to contact backend team, take the support of primary key and list the all the records which are having the wrong data. To contact backend team using primary key column, okay, identify the records which have wrong data. So I have shown you 4 of them. I have checked the wrong data, extracted the wrong data, counted the number of records of count data, calculated the percentage, and to contact the backend team using the primary column also, I have separated the data. So these are the records which are having the problem. I have shown you all the 4 options. I have shown you. And after showing all the 4 options, this all comes under data exploration. Same logic is applied for this is for wrong data. Similarly, same logic is applied on the missing values. For missing values also, you are going to apply the same logic. Check how many number of missing values are there. You are going to check whether the column has, which column has. Check whether which columns have missing values. That is, you know what is the function we have to use. Extract them. Already you know how to extract. Count them. You know how to count them. Whatever you have extracted, for that you are going to apply the length function. And total number of records, you know. Then finally, you are going to separate like this. So extract records which have wrong data. Extract the records which have missing values. Count the number of records having the missing values and calculate the percentage of missing values. And to contact the backend team, identify the records which have the missing values. Same thing. Is the point C clear, everyone? For missing values also, you are going to do the same one. Is that clear, guys? Everyone? Yes or no? These are all observations. All observations you have to complete first only. These are all the part of observations. Everyone is clear or anyone has any doubt? Same logic is applied on the outliers. For outliers also same to same. For outliers data also you have to do the same way. Check which columns has the outliers. Okay, extract the records which have outliers. Okay, extract the records wherever the outliers are there by writing the condition. Count the number of records. How many outlier records are there? Count. Check the percentage. Count them. Check the percentage of or calculate the percentage of outliers. And just cross check with the backend team. When you have extracted here the outliers, when you have extracted, observe whether they are real or whether something, whatever is there, just observe. When you extract, then only you have to observe. What is the purpose of extracting? To observe. Here and here and here, wherever it is, when you have extracted something, observe them. Whether they are really wrong data, now, according to you, will feel right. You'll understand clearly, right? What is that? You'll understand, right? Is the points are clear, guys? Understood, everyone? Sakshi is asking what is primary key column. What is meant by primary key column, guys? Primary key column is a column which has all unique values with non-null. That column name is called as primary key. In every table, one column will be there. A column which has 0 missing values with all unique values. A column which has all unique values with 0 missing values. 0 missing values will be there in that. In that, no missing value will be there. 0 missing value with all unique values. Everything is unique calling. Every value is unique calling. That particular column is called as primary key column. So here, for your data set, okay, when I am asking to observe the problems, now, before to that, first identify the primary key column. Before doing all these things, first you start with the first identifying which is the primary key column. Okay, a column which has 0 missing values and both the conditions and all unique values. With 0 missing values and all unique values, the column is called as primary key column. That particular column is called as primary key column. First identify that. Okay. Now after identifying, then remaining things. So many things you are going to explore. Again, I'm not going to write the notes of data exploration. I'm not writing the notes of data exploration, guys. Okay, this is all the part of data exploration. In that, you have to observe all these things before itself. If once it is ready only, you have to go further. Is that clear, everyone? So please revise whatever we are having. Okay, so please revise whatever we are having, and we'll continue from here in the tomorrow's class. And make sure that don't attend lately. Okay, first 6 o'clock miss 6:05, 6:10. Okay, some people are attending 6:30 also, and they're asking me to repeat. Yeah, Jubair, if you are connecting to the database and if you're already familiar with the database knowledge, then you go with that. The students who are not having the database knowledge, I'm explaining for them this one. Right? Done. Thank you, guys. We'll continue from here in the tomorrow's class.